Hey, I'm Ryan with Covington's Nursery. This is my dad, Joe Covington. Today we're going to teach you how to properly plant a tree. Dad, I know these are a little large. I've picked these Oakland hollies. I think this is about the biggest size that we would attempt ourselves.
I agree.
Yeah, and even then, you may watch this video and decide that you want the Covington's crew to plant your trees for you, and that is okay. I know personally, these trees give me a rash. So we're just going to power through that. Dad, you ready to do this?
Sure.
Okay, let's do it. Dad, so here's where we're going to put the hollies. By the way, we already know this is a great spot for them. They're going to get the perfect amount of light. That's like step 0, is figuring out the perfect spot to plant your tree to begin with. But then what is step 1? I see you have a shovel.
You start right in the middle of the hole where you're going to plant the tree.
Okay, hold on.
You start digging the hole out.
The main question people always want to know is how wide first are they digging this hole?
Well, I'd put it approximately half again as wide as the size of the root ball that you're planting.
Okay,
so it has a comfortable fit.
So like 3 or 4 inches, maybe bigger?
3 or 4 inches all the way around, bigger than the root ball.
And then how deep are we planting it?
You need to end up with the root ball flush with the top of the ground.
So actually you're not digging the hole any deeper than the existing root ball?
That's correct.
Okay.
The top of the root ball, as it's in the container, needs to end up being flush with the ground level of where you're going to plant it.
So just for edification, what happens if you plant it too deep?
If you plant it too deep, it cuts the oxygen off the root ball and it starts to die a slow death. That's something you do not want to do.
Hey, here's a pro tip for you. I know it's actually what our installation crews do, but plant all your stuff just a little too high, maybe like a few inches. That way, when it sinks in, because it will, especially right after you water it, you've allowed for that and given it some room to settle in. And hey, I especially like this tip because it means less digging. Who doesn't want that? So, Dad, I see this is the dirt that's come out of your hole, right?
Yes.
Yeah, so on that other video, we talk about the reason that we use soil builder, but here, we're just gonna let you know that you take this size, you're gonna use about the whole bag of soil builder. We're wanting to get like a 50-50 blend. So I'm just gonna take this soil builder and just dump it on top of the existing dirt that came out of that hole. So step 2 is to create that mix of 50% soil builder, 50% existing soil. You don't have to actually mix it up. It'll just naturally mix itself as you backfill it into the hole.
Let's see. Yeah.
So Dad, before we go any further, I just want you to take a look at this. This looks about right?
The top of the root ball is flush with the top of the ground. It looks pretty almost perfect to me.
Okay, great. Then we can move forward. Okay, so we've made sure it's the right height, but now another part of step 3 is to make sure that it's positioned correctly in the hole. Dad, does this look good to you?
It looks like this is the full side that needs to be facing out where the people can see it more directly on the side that's fullest.
So you think it needs to turn a little bit?
I think it needs to turn just a little
I agree
bit.
With that. Okay.
That's good right there.
Does that look good?
Does that look right, guys? About as good as we're going to get?
No, that looks great, Dad. Okay. Okay, whoa, hold on. My dad's almost done. So step 4 is to backfill the hole with the soil builder and existing dirt mixture that I just showed y'all earlier. So now go ahead, Dad. You just got a little ahead of me. I didn't realize you're almost done. You've almost backfilled the whole thing. I do remember I want to share with y'all that you want to make sure and get all of the dirt away from the trunk. Is that?
That's correct.
Okay, that's so that it doesn't rot. No, it looks like you've done a great job.
Yeah, it looks like we're about exactly where we need to be with the trunk.
Okay, and then I'm thinking it's time to go to step 6, which is to apply mulch.
Okay.
Okay. Okay, so step 6 is to apply a layer of hardwood mulch. Dad, why do we do this?
It keeps the ground from drying out quite as fast right around the top of the root ball.
Okay, so it's going to retain moisture, and about how much do we put?
I'd say 1 inch to 2 inches would be plenty.
Let's do 2 inches. Okay, we've got some premium shredded hardwood mulch here. We're going to lay it down now.
We just have to level it out.
so close to the end. The 7th step is to take Covington's tree and shrub fertilizer, and I usually just eyeball it. There's measurements on the back, but I kind of just do a dusting around the perimeter of the whole tree.
Yeah, because the nitrogen in there is time released.
Yeah, it's time released anyway, so if you overdo it a little bit, it's not going to hurt anything. We are on the 8th and final step, which is to water the whole project in. We're getting the fertilizer, the mulch. We're going to water it really, really well to get this tree used to its new home. Dad, thank you so much. This has been fantastic. I think our tree looks great.
Yes, it does. Looks excellent.
And again, if all this seems too much for you, you can always call Covington's Nursery and have our crew come out and do this entire process for you. Oh, well, okay. That works. That was easy. You know, sometimes it takes a village. Let's grow together. Hey there. So one of my favorite things in the entire world is to look at home and garden magazines with my mom. We look at landscapes. The home decor, the home decor doesn't usually hold up. A lot of it is super dated, but landscapes, that's a different story. A good landscape will stand the test of time. What was a good landscape 10, 20 years ago, that design will still be good today. And it's especially fun because she has kept all these magazines from like the 90s, or even I think there's some that are even from the 80s. I'm not here to give her a hard time about that. You know, she's collecting them.
Can you imagine gardening with this? I
don't think she's gardening, Mom. I think she's doing something else.
And look who I found.
Oh, there's Martha Stewart as like a young woman. Pre-prison. Anyway, what all this means is, unless you make a lot of really weird decisions with your yard, a good landscape design will last you
years.
Well, I would say forever. A really good landscape design should last you forever. One and done.